Dude, today I experienced the coolest fucking feeling. Joy as a reflex. Really think about that. Joy as a reflex. So instinctive, you don't even think about it. It just happens. You just do it. So, what happened? This morning, my dad is a pastor. I'm not a practicing Christian myself, but I go to his church services sometimes to support him and, show up for him and see what he's up to. And, honestly, even though I'm not a practicing Christian, when you find a church that's just putting on a real good, juicy service, like when they lean into the music, that's what gets me going. I love a service that's focused more around the music and the energy than the actual message because I think that's what really gets people moving and like does real good in the world is getting people hyped through something pure like music. And at this particular church, there is this woman. This church has the most incredible women, you guys. They are all these elderly women who have accomplished so much, and they're all so unique and supportive of each other and so just inspiring, so sure of themselves and so inspiring. They've done so much. But anyway, there's this one lady, the pianist. She is incredible. She's blind. The pianist at this church is blind. And she just rocks it. I've never heard anybody play like this. It's not that she's like the best technically that I've ever heard, but everything she plays, she puts her own little pizzazz into it, her own little sparkle, her own unique little zing. And she is so fucking cool. And her music is so good. And I actually saw her yesterday. Yesterday, I played a concert for, I'm in the local community band. I play trombone. And by the way, my name is Mary. And thank you for stopping by my planet. I appreciate you. My name is Mary. I'm an artist and a musician, and I play trombone in the community band locally. And she was there in the audience. And so I went over and I said hi. And she said that she loved the music, and we were talking about music, and I told her that I love listening to her because she always puts her own little unique sparkle into everything. And she goes, well, just you wait, because tomorrow morning I'll be there. I'll be playing and you're going to hear my pizzazz. And I said, yes, ma'am, yes. So I was there, and I'm telling you, she went all out. You know, when they go across the keys, woo! She did that, woo! And like, I literally, in that moment, when she did that, I was hooting and hollering. I was like, whoa, yeah. Like, I did that loudly. Nobody else did. It was very, very loud and noticeable. Everyone knew. But the thing is that I wasn't doing it to get attention. It was just like she invoked this pure reaction out of me of joy and excitement and passion. I love when I love music, and I love when I can just get into some good music with soul. And this lady has more soul than most. I don't even know. She could fill a room just with her soul. She's amazing. But something that cool, something that special, that just invokes this pure joy out of you is so incredible, but also getting to a point where you're comfortable enough to express it is also so beautiful. It's incredible to be able to have a reaction like that because there have been times in the past where someone's done something like that and I was like, whoa, but I didn't want to, before I could let it out, it had been suppressed by other people telling me to tone myself down or to dim my light, my voice, whatever, to quiet down. Hush, hush. No more hush, hush. No, 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 no. When I did that, when I let that reaction out, it's not even that I let it out, it just came out of me. And I was so surprised. But what surprised me even more is that I wasn't embarrassed. Like, I know I would have been in the past for expressing that kind of joy. I wasn't embarrassed. And anytime it resurfaced in my mind after, throughout the day, I have not felt embarrassed. I've not felt embarrassed. I've only felt more joy every time I think about it because I immerse myself back in that moment, and I'm so proud of myself for getting to a point to where I can just shout out my joy to others and into the world without a fucking care about what other people might think about that. Because I know some people in that room are probably like, oh, that was loud. She needs to quiet down. I'm sure, maybe not, but I'm sure someone thought I was being too loud in a whole room full of people in a church. But like, I'm just not like that. I'm the type of person that has got to express what I am fucking feeling, and that shit has been suppressed in me for too long. So to get to a point to where I just instinctively, as a reflex, shout out my joy to support others and tell them how amazing they are is incredible, and it feels so good. And it took a while, it took a long time to get to this point because it was lots of baby steps of complimenting somebody when I like their outfit, pushing myself to say, hey, I like that, or hey, I like your energy, hey, I think you're gorgeous. It took a long time of pushing myself because I had to push myself to say something like that, as small as it might have been. So shouting out in church, in a church that's not even really like my church, because I don't really go to church. I just go when I go to support my dad and, my family. And honestly, the community is cool. This is a cool community. I wouldn't feel that way if it was like this is a pretty cool church. They do cool things and they're cool people. They're very accepting, which I think is important, even though I'm not really a church girly. But that's not the type of environment that I would have been comfortable doing something like that in. But I've just gotten to a point where I don't care anymore. All I care about is expressing how I feel, and if someone does something that invokes that, like, passion, that fiery reaction out of me, I'm gonna let them know. And I went up to her after the service and I told her how good she did. I said, I hope you could hear me hooting and hollering in the back because I was going crazy for you. And she said, yeah, you thank you, and we were talking about it and just how amazing she is. And it is such a beautiful thing when spreading joy and supporting others, expressing that fire in you becomes a reflex. When it just becomes a reflex, when you surprise yourself because you didn't even expect it. I forgot where I was for a second. She put me into concert mode. I forgot where I was. I thought I was at a concert or something. I was shouting like I was at a concert. But I just had to get it out. It was so good. And that type of thing is what's really going to make a difference in other people's lives, is when you let that true, honest, joyful reaction show. Let it out. Let it out. I'm telling you, let it out. You could make the biggest difference in somebody's life just by allowing yourself to express joy as a reflex. And I think that's the coolest fucking thing. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I just had to come on and talk about that. I thought that was so cool. I think it's so cool to be able to just let yourself go and express that joy, baby, without shame. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's only doing more fucking good to express that. So, yeah, I thank you for watching. I hope that next time you get the opportunity, you let that joy out, baby. My name is Mary. Again, I thank you for stopping by my planet, and I will see you in the next one very soon. I love you. Bye.